after it got launched, which is pretty crazy because, you know, if you are here and looking for an opportunity, you know, maybe it's not your first opportunity. Maybe it is. It doesn't really matter, you know. Sometimes you get involved with things and, you know, maybe you don't end up in exactly the location where you expected yourself to end up. Why do I take up that and why do I think it is so important? Because me personally, I know Stevie that is on the call, Stefan here with me, both of him and me has been involved with MetFi since the beginning. And he was actually the person then that called me. So if you're on this call, somebody contacted you, obviously, and told you about MetFi. So I remember very, very well where I was when it happened. I was actually sitting in the office on the island of Koh Chang here in Thailand, where I have been living permanently since the year of 2003. And I actually ended up living here in Thailand. It was my dream, you know, my vision. I wanted to live in Southeast Asia. And I ended up here. And actually network marketing gave me that opportunity all these years back because I got involved in the year of 2000. And it was the only thing I had seen so far that could actually change the direction of what I, you know, totally of my whole life. Why? Because I was just graduating as a lawyer and I was working a normal shipping agent job, you know, handling, you know, clearance of ships and so on that comes into the harbors in Sweden, where I was living then. And yeah, good education, graduating, but you know what? It didn't really, you know, suit my vision with what I wanted to do with my life. Because I wanted to live, you know, in the tropics. I wanted to have a free life, but I hadn't figured out how to do it. Now, fast forward then to, you know, 3 years ago and some, in May, 3 years ago, and some on top, Stefan contacted me and said, hey, Stefan, we need to take a serious look at something. And I got burning for this protocol for one simple reason. And this is very, very important. The reason for me was that I wanted obviously to make commissions from active work that I was doing. But you know, for me, what was even more important was to build up a residual. Is it anybody else on this call that, you know, that agrees that that is something that is the dream, to actually not work for the money, but get the money working for you? Okay, if that is what you want, I can guarantee you from my personal opinion. Now, this call is not a financial advice. You know, we are not allowed to do that. But I can say how I think, why I have chosen to make MetFi my home for increasing my residual income. Okay, you know, increasing my wealth. So it started 3 years ago. Now I want to ask you a question, and I want you to think really, really carefully about this. 3 years ago in May, a little bit more, what was the landscape then? The political landscape, the geopolitical landscape. How did banks and institutions, you know, think about cryptocurrency still only 3 years ago? Is it somebody here that agrees with me that it has been changing quite radically over the last months only? We took leaps, ladies and gentlemen, in the last months, what I personally thought would take these in years still to do. Okay, we could wish and we could hope and, you know, and yes, Bitcoin to, you know, 1 million and so on, but it was not something I could see. Why? I didn't have a vision of seeing it for the simple reason it didn't make sense then mathematically yet for me. Yes, to see it in 10 years from now, 3 years ago, reaching, you know, 500,000 or, you know, 250,000 and so on. But for me, it's clear where we are going right now. It's mass adoption. Mass adoption is happening as we speak. And 3 years ago when we got involved in MetFi, it was yet not happening, but it was what? It was a time of hopes of metaverse. Can you agree on that? That was the landscape where we were around 3 years ago. Now, things have changed, and, you know, first for me then, you know, being involved in MetFi and going forward a bit, you know, 2.5 years to be really as exact in, you know, to the future from day number one, you know, I kind of lost my vision because this metaverse wasn't happening as we thought it would be, and there are many reasons for that. And now remember, that might still happen. but it haven't come to it yet. And I think with AI and so on, it will happen. And it will come a rip in it. But if I'm going to bet on something with creating my personal wealth, my personal residual income, well, I can clearly say that it is number one MetFi on the market, on the planet. That's my personal opinion. And now, why do I think it's not only me that thinks like that? Well, because we have, we have Maulud, Maulud here. He's from the Arabic market. They had yesterday 260 plus on their call. I was on a call listening in yesterday with Stefan when he was invited, sharing his vision that he will do very soon after this. Very soon, 5 minutes more from me. Then I will let Stefan speak about how he thinks about it. But you know what? I was listening in to 120 people call plus with France. Simultaneously, every morning in Thailand, there are more than 250 to 300 people that, logs in to start the day. Guys, why do you think these people do that? Because they have the vision. They have seen Arabic world, Thailand, France. Is it something that you guys see that is not, these countries doesn't have in common? Well, English is not the first language. Is that correct? So the English world is still now, right now, has to discover it again. And I will tell you why, and why you sit on the best opportunity ever right now. Ever. I guarantee it. Because some of you on this call have been as long almost as me involved. And life happens. To me, life happened, back in, in 2013, 14, 15, especially in 15. Stefan remembers it. We had quite a few Bitcoins. Okay, we had quite a few Bitcoins, but we needed them for life. We didn't see the vision of where it was going to go, because I can tell you, I would rather have sold a leg. I would rather have sold a leg than sold and given forward the Bitcoin if I knew what would happen. But now my question is to you, before I hand over to Steven. Can you see what I see? Can we agree on that Bitcoin will increase in price? Somebody here that thinks that Bitcoin will increase in price? Well, then you are in the right place. Why? Because right now, you know what will happen. 97% at least does not understand that. They're only looking, oh, Bitcoin is down today. It's only 113 as we speak. It's crashing. No, it's a fucking opportunity, pardon my language. It's an opportunity to get in cheaper than you will get in a year from now. That's what MetFi does. So if I now don't have any Bitcoins, what should I do? If I don't have any money, I don't have any Bitcoins, but maybe I'm lucky sitting on an NFT right now, a vault in MetFi. Well, you have the vault. The token is on discount. The token is on discount right now, and that's very important to understand. With that, I want to hand over to Stefan, my partner, that will be speaking about something so important. I was listening in yesterday on the French call, and it's crystal clear if you listen. It's crystal clear where we're going. So listen carefully and take notes, and make sure to ask if you don't understand it right away. Because that's why we are here. We are here to learn, to earn. That's why I love MetFi. That's why I love our protocol. We are a DAO. We together, you, me, all on this call, everyone that wants to be part of it, we make the decisions. And that has been proven again with vote number 90 being passed. Correct? Which gives us now enormous opportunity in making commissions. Well, you know what? Commission is the healer of too little tokens. Commission is the healer of a too low NFT. Correct? So we are right now sitting in the best possible situation as possible. Well, MetFi token is discounted, and in my opinion, Bitcoin is on discount also right now. Why is that so good? Because you can accumulate more, cheaper and faster. With that, Stefan, maybe you come in and speak about how you feel about where we are right now, and we can take it from there. Thank you for now.
Of course. Thank you so much, Stefan, for this great intro. And hello, everyone. Welcome to this call. Look, what we are trying to do today is really to to go deep into this vehicle, into this mechanism, okay, and really try to understand one crucial, fundamental thing that actually, Stefan, you and me, again, we had somehow to figure it out ourselves, right? Because we did not get this from someone or from somewhere. We just had to do our own research again, right? We had to sit down and really try to understand, because just like you said, a couple of months ago.
Like 3 years ago.
Yeah. Look, a couple of months ago, we were also a little bit frustrated, a little bit filled from this this fear, uncertainty, and doubt, Is this going in the right direction? Is this, with this metaverse, what is it? Is it good or not good? We don't know why it's not doing, right? Now, this narrative change and to move towards this Bitcoin treasury and, let's say, accumulation of Bitcoin changed this entire story into a total different paradigm. And this went so well hand in hand with what is going on worldwide. Look at the United States, still the biggest economy, and their government is pro-crypto, is actually pro-Bitcoin. This means a lot. Look, countries are doing strategic Bitcoin reserves, governments, institutions, treasuries, whatnot. There are multiple treasuries popping out each day around the world. Now, this is absolutely going great hand in hand with that also MadFi understood to basically change the narrative and move more towards the BTC accumulation, including Tier 1 assets, right? And also not excluding potential Web3 project, potential metaverse project if the time arises and if the opportunity arises again, okay? So let's try to get to this point, and let me try to share this vision. Let me try to share this, how can I say, this incredible mechanism, okay, behind this MadFi token that I call now a proxy. Now, of course, just like Stefan said, this is not a financial advice, okay? And we are really here sharing our ideas, sharing maybe our knowledge from our research we did, okay? But don't take our word as a guarantee, don't take our word as a financial advice, okay? But we all trust in blockchain, right? And we all saw this protocol working since quite some years now, right? It's working since 3 years. And it works absolutely great because there is nothing getting lost. Like this protocol works absolutely great. Now we look a little bit at this tokenomics, okay? And this is actually a message that I, a couple of days ago, posted in the VIP group. I guess some of us here, they are in the VIP group, from Peter to Malou to Stefan, myself. We are there, and I posted this just to get an idea, just to give an option, an opinion of how I see this tokenomics. And something very, very, very interesting is gonna happen to this MadFi token in the very near future. If you can see it now, it's great, congratulations. If you cannot see it yet, come and join a couple of more calls, listen a couple of more times to it, make your own research, make your own due diligence, and get convinced yourself from it. Now, let's look at what we have currently in the treasury. We have around, let's accumulate the BTC, the Solana, and also the USDT. Let's accumulate these liquid assets and call it around 100 BTC, right? 40 BTC, 40 BTC was in Solana, more than 1.5 million in USDT, 500,000 somewhere in the exchange, right, in the DCA. So let's call it around 100 BTCs distributed on 90 million MadFi tokens. Now, here comes now the crucial part, okay? We all know that this MadFi token is limited in supply. It started with 500 million. It went down to 450 million, so 50 million. That means 10% have already permanently been burned forever. There are only like 450 million left. From these 450 million, we can expect another 50 million to be burned anytime soon over the next couple of years. So let's say we are left with 400 million tokens. From those, not always all can be in the staking. So I just did an estimate, okay? I excluded another 20 million that will be somewhere in liquidity pools, whatnot, on wallets not staked, whatnot. So there will ever be a maximum of 380 million MedFis be staked. Okay, this is a hard cap. Okay, not because I say it or because I estimate it. This is just everyone can estimate it and everyone can calculate it. There is a 380 million sharp cap. Okay, for MedFi tokens being staked. I guess, Stefan, you think it's actually even less, right? But whatever, let it be 380 million. How much is that? Currently, we have 90 million. That is 360. What is it? It's a 4x, right? So 3 times more tokens can go to the staking protocol, can go to the staking, but never more, because there are simply no more. And now I will tell you why MedFi token might become a harder asset. This sounds so crazy. Maybe in a couple of years we will listen back to this. Maybe this MedFi token can become a harder asset than the underlying token backing it up. And this is absolutely crazy. How much more BTCs we have to get there into this treasury in order to be there once we reach 360 million token in staking to have the same value as we have currently. That is around 16, 17, 18 cents, right? It goes a bit up whenever there is some money going for DCA. It drops, comes back, goes up again. So around 16, 17, 18 cents per token. We only need to accumulate 3 times more BTCs and Solana what we did over the last 7 months. We accumulated over the last 7 months around 100 BTC. If we accumulate and we just go ahead in this pace, okay, in this speed, let's say the Bitcoin value raises a bit, but maybe it also drops a bit. We don't know. Maybe 2026, a little bear market is coming. Let's hope so. Let's hope it's coming. Else we will not get to the 400. We will be stuck at probably 200, right? But let's say the token stays around there. It takes another 3 times 7 months. How much is that? That's 1.5, maybe 2 years, maybe a little bit more if the token price goes a bit up, right? In order to be on those 400 million, on this 400 Bitcoins divided on the 360 million that will be in staking. And now something crazy is happening because the treasury keeps on growing. Who says that the treasury has to stop? The treasury has no hard cap like the MedFi token. The treasury can grow. It can grow to 400, to 500, to 1,000, to 2,000, to 4,000. And guess what? All those tokens, the value will be basically shown, will be seen, will be reflected in the stake tokens that we have in the staking. So that can lead, okay, and again, this is not a guarantee, this is not a financial advice, and this is not a prediction of where the token price will go or has to go. But you can do your own mathematics. If there is a lot more BTC value that that the treasury has, with the potential of actually the BTC value also going up crazy over the next couple of years, what do you think if we have a proxy, the MedFi token, that is basically where you hold your part of the treasury? I mean, that this token must go up. It is almost impossible that it's not going up. Else, if it goes down, we can buy Bitcoin on a discount. And we don't believe so much in that that we have the opportunity to buy Bitcoin on a discount. If it would drop down, there would be an arbitrage kicking in because everyone could basically buy Bitcoin on discount, right? So that the token price is actually bound to grow with the treasury filling up, and not just filling up, continuously filling up, even if, let's say, the hard cap of all the tokens, the MedFi tokens in the staking, we arrived, it's almost given, okay? And we don't know where it can go. Just do your own estimate. if the treasury is worth 10 million currently, and we have the token price on 16 cents, guess where the token price will be if the treasury is worth 100 million? Guess where the token price can be if the treasury is going to 1 billion? This token can go to crazy high levels. Not right now. Why? Because right now we are not there, right? We are in the making. We just added 100 BTCs to this treasury in around 7 or 8 months, okay? Now we actually have to be thankful, or let's say those, okay, who understand, they will appreciate if the token here and there drops. And that's also good. That's also right, because, you know, there is also the exit option for everyone. And this is amazing. Where else you have the opportunity to also to exit where you want, and actually by exiting, offering others a great entry moment or a great moment to add tokens to the staking. Now,
can I say something that I think most people miss when you say that it keeps on growing? You just mentioned on it, when I want to clarify it so everybody really gets it. Each and every time in the future, even when you want to get some money out, because it's nice to build an asset, correct? But you would also like to enjoy it. Who here would like to enjoy it? At least me, okay? Now, when you unstake, what happens? 10% goes where?
Recycling.
It gets recycled, and that means, ladies and gentlemen, that it also goes into ISA rewards. It makes money for the treasury, etc. Correct? So sorry for the interruption, Stevie, but it's extremely important to understand it.
It also, a part of it goes to burning events,
exactly,
right?
Less
token decrease again.
Correct.
So this entire mechanism is absolutely great, and the moment we are in, I do believe that over the next 1.5, 2, maybe 3 years, okay, how long it will take, we don't know. It can go fast. If the speed picks up crazy, it can go much faster. I just estimated it among, or let's say, look, 3 months. Just from yesterday until today, there were 77 or 80,000 USDT going into the treasury. That's almost 1 Bitcoin. That's 2/3 of a Bitcoin that actually went into the treasury today. That's a lot. If you do this on a yearly base, actually you could accumulate 250 Bitcoins with just the speed that we are talking about just today, just in 24 hours, okay? Now, these next 2 to 3 years, they offer great staking opportunities for us. Why? Because we can grow our Bitcoin with. Why? A vault changed from NFT to vault. If we hold a vault number 6, we have tokens staking, our token part grows proportionally bigger. What does that mean? It actually grows proportionally also bigger treasury value. That means that with our BTCs, where else we have the opportunity to get to more BTCs? Not either you have cash to buy it, or you have cash to run operation to mine them, but there are no other ways. Literally, there are no other ways. But here with this MetFi tokenomics and mechanism, we have actually an opportunity to create a, how can I explain it in easy words, in easy English words? We can basically create literally a yield. Okay, we can get a yield on our BTC that we have in staking through the proxy, through the MetFi token. I hope I'm not getting too complicated. I hope I'm not getting too complex. If you don't understand it today, don't worry. Ask the guys who understand it, ask the people who understand it, reach out to us. If you don't understand it, if you want to really understand it, reach out to us, listen into the next call in order to understand it, because this is a crucial part of this entire ecosystem. Currently, we can grow our Bitcoins by having the MetFi staked. And if you hold, to repeat it again, a Vault 6, this was the last updated numbers, you are on the proportional growing side, okay? If you're not there, if you're not a Vault 6 yet, doesn't matter. You have the chance, because in this protocol, you can start also smaller and you can work the ladder up. You can make commissions, you can refer. Currently, there is a great promotion out for 20% direct. Not just 10%. Guess what? You are a Vault 5 holder, okay? Dolphin. You refer 5 dolphins, you get enough from this promotion to basically automatically upgrade to the next one, to the Vault number 6. Because 5 times 20% is 100%, right? And the difference is the double. So basically, we're just referring 5 vaults of the vault that you have right now, okay? Let's say I'm a shark, and I'm referring now 5 shark. Tomorrow, I can upgrade to orca. You know what I mean? It's literally only 5 direct referrals that you need from that vault in order that you can grow to the next vault, okay? And this promotion is absolutely crazy because it's a 20% direct reward on the first lines, on those you enroll. There are a lot of, actually, let me share the screen here with you, okay? Because I think I have this on a little slide. Exactly. Roadmap has been updated. We are not going through the roadmap now, okay? Here, these are the 20% direct rewards, and they will be going until the 17th of September, okay? So there are, 17th of August. So there are around 2 weeks to go, okay? Take advantage of this because this is very powerful. Now, something else that we should speak today about is the amendment suggestion, the proposal, the vote proposal to amend the compensation plan to make it more, how can I say, to incentivize more the teamwork within the first, second, and third generation, okay? So basically, 1% from the matrix on all the 10 levels get cut away, but it gets added to the matching. It gets added in a way that the matching is 40% on the first generation, okay, 20% on the second generation, and 10% on the third generation of your matrix, of your direct matrix bonus. Now, not your direct matrix bonus, on the matrix bonus, okay? Now, what this brings along is that actually the frequency of how many times we actually get commission from a matrix is basically tripled by 3. Because currently, I maybe have to wait 1 out of 3, 1 out of 9, 1 out of 27 purchases that I get a matrix bonus or a matching bonus. But with having it on 3 generations, we basically also have the chance to get them more frequent, okay? They are maybe a little smaller, but they are definitely more frequent. Now the same matching bonus also applies to the direct bonus. So a total of 17% are now paying the direct bonus. 10% on the first line, right? 40% gets the first upline, 20% the second, and 10% the third, okay? So there is now also a 70% matching bonus on the direct bonus. And this is very powerful, okay? Now, beside of that, there is also another great DCA product in the making as an added value for us active community members, okay? And the treasury itself did already, I think this number is outdated, it changed, okay? This was from a week ago or so, this screenshot. It already produced 2.4 million USDT in profit for the treasury. And this also is something that will be rolled out in 4 stages for the active members. So also a very powerful added value. But let me come back a little bit to these tokens, okay, that I explained before. Here you see the treasury. Let's say these are the 100 BTCs, right? Currently divided on 98 million tokens. And we all know there will never be more than 450 million tokens out there from them. Many still will be burned. Let's say there will be another 50 million burn soon, so we will reach to 400 million tokens in total. And out of those 400 million tokens, also not 100% will be in the staking, right? There will always be something out of the staking. There will always be something on wallets. There will always be something in liquidity pools. There will always be something maybe in the vault. We don't know. So there is literally a hard cap, to come back one more time to this, to the maximum amount of MetFi that can be staked. And if the underlying values, the underlying assets are continuously growing, we have the MetFi token being harder, okay, as an asset than the underlying asset. And this is absolutely crazy. If this point will come, I mean, look, whoever is on this call today and remembers this, that we were once speaking about, what if it happens that we reach the full, let's say, max amount of tokens staked in this MetFi ecosystem? And what if the treasury keeps on growing? What if the Bitcoin keeps on increasing and doubling and tripling and quadrupling in price over the next couple of years? I mean, we will be looking back to the year 2025. Oh yeah, 2025 was when this MetFi changed its narrative from not just going only to Web3 and Metaverse and early stage, whatnot, no, but change the narrative to become a Bitcoin treasury, basically a Bitcoin treasury accumulator, okay? And we can grow our Bitcoins with having tokens staked on the MetFi vaults. And if you hold a vault 6 or above, you are on the over proportional growing side of it. All right. That was, again, to sum it up. Stefan, I give a moment the word back to you. I know you have a lot to tell, and add something if you feel.
Actually not. I think you're wrapping it up fantastically. I just want to reflect back a bit of why I got so excited. Because yes, the MetFi token can become scarcer in a way than actually the asset that lies underneath. And it's really, really crazy because you can do simple mathematics. And what got me really excited is obviously following where cryptocurrency is going. You know, for example, Solana that we have also, in my opinion, undervalued, okay, right now. Same as Bitcoin. Or some other assets then might be overvalued right now and so on. Now, do the math with it. Do yourself a favor. Look at what will happen. The beauty with this DAO is that it's us. Again, you, me, all on this call, everyone in this DAO, everyone that did the fantastic job so far. Stefan mentioned Peter, that is also in the VIP group. I mean, Peter, we've been living MetFi, briefing MetFi and so on. And you know, it's time to brief new air into MetFi. Why? Because now it's truly simple mathematics. Okay? Because adding only what Stevie said, why do I think that 100 Bitcoins in the same pace is little maybe? Yeah, for simple reasons, because people have yet to really understand it. Okay? It's been a lot of turbulence with the narrative change, with the fully formed matrix, now being tweaked to something that I think is perfect to satisfy both the founders, who are the founders, everyone that was involved before the narrative change. So if you were involved before the narrative change, guys, you are a winner. Why? Because a fully forced matrix will, no matter whether you want it or not, if you understand how to use it over the next years, keep on giving commission, not only to you, but to people that you invite right now. Why? Because it's very empty right now. And it's guaranteed mathematically to start filling up. Now, with the new narrative, they're also paying direct matching on direct bonuses and so on. It makes it brutal. It makes it brutal. So just do the math. I mean, I think I have way too little tokens, and I've been lucky enough to earn a lot of commissions over the years working with MetFi. Very happy, but more so earning a lot of tokens. The ISA reward, ladies and gentlemen, you earn it for life. You earn it for life. And my question to you is, if you have not reached the 3-star yet, when will you reach it? Because that will reflect for you getting more Bitcoins for free. Why? Because of the METFI token being, as Stevie said, the proxy. And if somebody don't understand the word proxy, it is the same as intermediary. Okay? It is something that on behalf can be held. And that's the brutal thing. So next 2 years we'll be paying significant staking rewards still. Okay, significant. Make sure to have the target to work yourself up and make sure to buy the token on the dips. Because here, it will always be dips. Why? Because when people take the profit, as I asked, anybody here that wants to take profit? Well, everyone wants to take profit, correct? It's just how it is. Now, every time somebody does that, it dips. Yes, Stefan?
There is always a time to sell for someone. Okay?
Yes.
If we think, oh, no, for us it's not time to sell now unless the token reaches $1, that's maybe for some of us. But for others, maybe that point will be there when the token is on 30 cents, right? So we don't know. So there will always be someone that wants to take some chips off, and maybe buy something or take some money out.
And so you should. Right? And so you should.
Exactly. We don't know in what situation anyone is in, right? Maybe someone needs to pay some debts off, right? Use the money to pay some debts off, of course.
Maybe somebody
no problem,
needs to upgrade the vault, which happens a lot.
Exactly. And that's why there will always be dips happening. There will always be some profit taken happening. That's just like what also it happens with the BTC, right? And with all the other tokens out there, right? And that's all fine. That's all natural. But the great thing here is if someone takes profit, it's actually an advantage for the remaining community. And this is absolutely great. It makes their share, actually their stake, grow bigger, right? Because those tokens are not anymore part of the stake tokens, and only the stake tokens count for the treasury value, okay? So it is a protocol that is really in a way now, with this mechanism, with this dynamics, it's just simply amazing. This is all what I can say. It's really simply
It is simply amazing, and you can calculate yourself. So do the math, guys. Simply, I personally, my target is at least 1,600 Bitcoins in the treasury in the next 3 years. Why? Because with my calculations, then the token price on METFI treasury value will be a minimum of $8.88. Do the math, and you will see why.
1,600
so the question,
BTC, the treasury value, will reflect
with
to
360 million tokens out on the market, and you can do the math yourself what the Bitcoin price needs to be. It's simple mathematics, and it's well below what I think it will be in 5 years. That's from me. It's not a financial advice, it's a mathematical advice. Okay, do the math. And your question then for next week's call, that will be at the same time. We will see you on calls with other languages and so on. But your question is simple now. Your 100 list is fresh. It's fresh because it's a new narrative. Your question is, have you seen what happens with crypto? Have you seen what happens especially with Bitcoin and the Tier 1 assets? Well, do you think you have enough of the Bitcoin right now? Well, everybody says I want more, correct? Well, what if I can show you that now through the protocol that I've been part of for a while, this have become possible? You need to know how. You need to learn to earn. So come on the call, understand it. Compensation plan is secondary, guys. But the question is the product. Does anybody want more Bitcoins? Okay, and do you know another way of buying them yourself or mining it as Stevie? No. Well, I have one. Without having and retain the part of, but actually can grow your value. and your amount of Bitcoin. So that is from me, and that is what I think the question will be for the next week's call. Invite people, but make sure that they know what it's about. So we can speak hard facts and how to make the best out of it. That's all from me. I hope that you, as me, learned something, because again, I was listening to Stefan last night in the French presentation, and that's so important, repetition, and you always find something new. So I hope that you found something new today that you can bring with you, and that will help you to grow it towards next week's goal. So good night from me, and I think from Stefan, and we see you on next week's call. Good night.